What time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah.
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, who wants a treat, yeah. Keep listening.
Welcome in. It's the Friday edition of your show. My name is Gary, and I'm so grateful to have you as Maggie runs away from her spot. This is, still as far as we know, the only live show from 4 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday on YouTube, and we are so proud to be in a position where we can be the only ones doing this sort of thing. It's very, very exciting. Oh, nice toss. Come here. Come on up here. We also love to make up categories that we're number one in. And today's number one category for this very show is we are the number one category of having a dog that doesn't want to hit her mark. If you have a show that has a dog that doesn't hit her marks for her special camera, well then, I guess you're in competition with us, but we don't know of any. So with that in mind, the number one in that category, and here's the proof. Oh no, wait for it, and here we go. It's time for the Maggie Cam. Look at that. Thanks to some big time help there from Network Ryan. The Maggie Cam is for our fantastic friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. Mike and Rochelle, as well as Maggie's boyfriend Leroy, always there to give you the greatest experience of your life. As well, so many toys. Maggie's gone on many adventures there. She has her own list of videos called Adventures with Maggie, where she goes in and does some shopping and buys some outfits and all that. We're actually going to do a super spooky, spooktacular edition next week, so looking very forward to another Adventures with Maggie as well. After hours, be it during the week or on the weekends, Kirsten, Shar, and Chris are there to make sure you get that incredible quality that you've come to know and love from our friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. Even when it's a little fuzzy, she still looks really good. Great job, Network Rhyme. He did that without a broken leg, by the way, which lets you know how good that dude is at walk. But you can also hear the grunting. It's kind of a grind. We got a lot to get to today. Fridays around here are very loose, very fun, just the way we like to do things. And we're going to kick things off with our very, very, very special man. He is our Rider Insider. He is the co-host of The Viewing Room. He is also the face that built this place. Ladies and gentlemen, it's LB.
Hi.
Wow, that was the biggest cheer you've ever got.
Right?
What the heck?
I'm getting more popular. Okay, there we go.
As we
Classic.
were. All right,
Classic.
dude. I feel like we just talked a couple days. Hey, easy on the Boo Birds. We just talked a couple days ago, and you were pretty high on the Riders as they get set for the big game tomorrow, 5 p.m., I
5
believe.
p.m. in Edmonton.
Taking on those pesky Elks. What are we looking for today? Or I guess tomorrow.
Tomorrow, the long bomb.
Interesting. You think Trevor Harris is going to start airing it out?
No, I think that's what he needs to do.
Oh, now the controversy has come
Watching the Elks or the Elks and the Bombers.
Yeah.
That's the way they were getting them. Was those plays where you're just running past the DBs, and you got your open receivers deep.
So you want to see the Riders do what the Bombers did last week very successfully.
I think that's the way we beat them. Is this with the long bomb?
Now, do we have any news on any of the injuries at all? 'Cause I know
Injuries. Sean Bain's out.
Oh, God, my poor guy.
Yeah, but we have Jareth Stearns is coming back. He's been out for a couple of weeks, so he's back. Deontay Williams is out, 1 game suspension for that WWE
crazy,
finisher.
yes.
I thought as I watched that, I'm like, Brando would have enjoyed watching
That was
this
a
game.
sick powerbomb,
right? Like it was. If this was WWE, I would have been cheering, right?
He
Like
put extra pressure on the head, too,
yeah,
just to make
like
sure
it was.
he knocked
Yeah,
him.
it was
pretty ugly.
It was a disgusting hit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he'll be out. So that means Amari Henderson will be filling in for him.
Who's running the rock? We got Reichel back.
Frankie Hickson.
Ah, okay. I know
So
that
he's
name.
good.
Yeah.
I still don't understand why they aren't giving Bertrand Hodon the start.
You're really high on that guy.
Well, I just think he deserves it.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, he's been with the team for years, and last week he proved that he deserves a spot to me. Like Frankie Hickson is great, but I think we got to give him a shot.
Okay, what's the word on Raquel Armstead? Is he like?
I
pretty
still
hurting?
don't know. I mean, he's still a shoulder injury. We should have AJ Ouellette back next week against BC.
I haven't even thought about that, dude.
Yeah, he's been out for a while with hip injuries.
Yeah.
But they're trying to give him some time to get back now, and he was practicing this week. He won't be dressed for this game, but next week. So we'll see how he does when he gets back. I think what Raquel Armstead did is what they wanted him to do.
Yeah.
But he's been injured from the start of the season. Like there's no way he wasn't. Like he didn't look like himself. If you watched him play last year in Toronto,
Electric.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
well, you had to be if you were doing all the stupid stuff he was doing.
yeah.
So, yeah, I get that. Okay, so defense, can we finally acknowledge that Roland Milligan is probably going to win the
Oh, he's going to win
MVP or
MLP. He's
It's
basically
so good, man.
He's amazing.
I love
Like,
that
He's
dude.
just phenomenal.
And he missed a game.
Yeah, right. And I mean, he's still top of the league for interceptions and from a DB spot too. Like, you know,
crazy.
that's impressive.
Yeah.
But
So the defense, you're expecting to do what the defense does for the most part?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got me a little bit excited.
I think it's going to be a good game. We beat, or Edmonton beat us last time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're going to be looking for a little bit of revenge. And I think it's also, it's grind time. You know, I think
Playoff implications. What are
this
we
is
looking at
playoff
here?
implications. So right now we're 1 point ahead of BC because of that tie.
Yeah.
So if we win, then we will maintain that spot. If we lose, it depends on how well on whether BC wins or loses.
Okay.
Um,
So doing some scoreboard watching.
yeah, so we'll see. That crossover from Hamilton is always looming too, depending on how third place goes. So yeah.
It's gonna be so weird if we get a crossover going east to west. I don't think
Yeah,
that's been
honestly,
done since I can remember.
If I'm being honest, I hope the Riders maintain second, and then we get a crossover with the Ticats, because I feel like we have a better shot of beating the Ticats than the
Bombers?
not the Bombers, the Lions.
Ooh,
Bombers are guaranteed first place.
of course there. Remember, I just have to bring it up one more time. When that start, they had a very Rider-esque start in Winnipeg, and you said there's no chance the Bombers are going to the playoffs this year. And I said, well, they're still the Bombers. I feel like we double jinxed it. So don't feel like it was only you.
Yeah.
I definitely was a part of it.
I'm feeling good about it. You know, like I said, like if the way BC has been playing, I think we have a shot. I think we have a better shot against Hamilton, because we beat them twice at the start of the season. Now, obviously, teams improve over the season, but
Who knows? Hey? That's why they play the games.
Yeah,
That's
right?
what they say. That's why you don't just
I feel
simulate it
I feel
on
like
a
it's been
computer.
an exciting season, though. Honestly, like I feel like in past seasons it's been kind of cut and dry who's going to win. Like you can predict it.
Things are pretty
accurately.
much set by
Right.
like mid-September
Right,
type
but
of thing.
I
yeah.
feel like this year it's coming down to the wire, and like there's been some upsets. Like everybody, like Riders started hot, and then they are in a 7-game losing
Bombers,
skid.
great example,
Bombers started
yeah.
bad, now they're first in the West.
The East actually may be crossing over.
Yeah,
Like there's a
like
I see what
it's
you're
an
saying.
interesting season. So.
Yeah. And as long as it's interesting, we'll be entertained. And that's all I think that matters.
Yeah.
All right. Tomorrow, 5 p.m., Riders in Edmonton taking on the Elks. LB, thank you so much for your Rider insiderness.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. And we'll talk to you on Monday for the post game. Hopefully another victory for the boys.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hell yeah. LB, everybody. There he is. Woo! I'm going to cheer for you. That was a good review. Very good review. Rider football. You know, I haven't been to a game in years and years. I should get out to one. We'll see. I was bugging LB saying we might fly him out to BC for the Grey Cup if the Riders make it, only because we got a bunch of really good hookups in BC and it wouldn't cost much. So he's extra hoping that the Riders, do something. On a Friday here on your show, I think it's time to bring up our next two guests as he pauses. What's the name? F-Zero X thing. F-Zero X. He just picked it up. So pumped to play it. One half of the Commander Cookout podcast. You know him as one of our favorite human beings in the universe, and he's just an all-around incredible dude. His name is Uncle Brando. As he walks up, we also have one half of the Past Our Bedtime podcast, co-host to Brooksy. Her name is Hardcora! I got you, LB. Don't worry. Don't worry. Oh, yeah. Look at that. He did it already. God, you are so good. Unbelievable. I was going to do a switch on the fly, but he already did it. Oh. Welcome. Happy Friday, guys.
Happy Friday.
Woo!
We made it.
Yeah.
How's everyone doing?
Great.
I was going to say, I feel like everyone's wearing it a little bit today.
I am physically present in this place
That's the
right
one.
now.
No,
That
I'm
was
actually
his
having a
response
good day.
last week.
Oh no.
Sorry, bad time to take a sip there. Yeah, you got that. Up in here. Look at this guy.
No, it's over. It's over. Okay.
I got
It lives there now. Oh, excellent. Look at that.
Yeah, I got you.
Cool.
Man, you look good.
Thanks.
Happy fall. You guys like fall?
My favorite.
You do, hey? You
I like
love
fall too, actually. Yeah.
You know what? I don't like fall just for the fact that you have to pull out all of your garden.
You don't even have a garden.
I know because of that fact. I hate. Okay, I'm going to give you the story. And
Okay.
this is where this started from way back in the day. Back in my day, over at, 2011 Melrose, corner of Melrose and Isabella. My grandma and grandpa have this lovely house with one of the most nicest gardens you've ever seen. I bragged about it before.
Yes,
About how the
yes.
garden was so good that they put it on the garden tour in Saskatoon. Now, Granny and I, we would plant all of these flowers everywhere on this property, all over the place. In between vacuuming under the spruce trees, getting all the needles, and just doing the most insane stuff I would never think of or want to do when it comes to gardening. So I put all of this effort into all these beautiful flowers and all of these beautiful vegetables and this amazing garden. And then the second fall hit, it's like none of it mattered. Everything we did didn't matter. Pull them out. Murder them all. It's like, Granny, we can't just throw these. They're still beautiful. Nope, they're going to freeze and they're going to die. And every year when we did that basic toss out of all of this amazing garden, I got so upset to the point where it made me hate fall. So that's why I don't like fall. I don't like murdering all these beautiful plants every year at this time.
Harlow's middle name is Autumn.
Well, that's cute.
Yeah, that's how much I love it.
So you are Mrs. Fall.
Oh, I love it. I just can't wait to put on all the layers and pull out all my cool jackets I have, and I just hate being hot.
That's fair. See, I understand that because as a bigger fella, I sweat a lot. And being hot, I've always been very susceptible to burning. So I like the shade. I like to stay out of the sun. But at the same time, it's a fine line. I understand what you're saying. I think my sadness of the seasons turning. Maybe it's one of those seasonal depression things.
Maybe you should embrace the seasons. The change is good.
So many different people. What's your stance on fall, young man?
I like ladybugs.
Yes.
And they come out in the fall. For the
I
most
love
part.
ladybugs.
And that's why I like fall.
Now, what's your stance on maple bugs?
They can.
But they're basically just bigger ladybugs.
No, they are not. Because ladybugs are the baddest of asses in the insect kingdom.
I love this.
Like, picture this, right? Like, imagine that you are to a thing as we are to a ladybug in scale,
okay.
right? Like, we're so much bigger than them.
Yep.
That's true.
And when you get a
Giants.
ladybug on your finger, right?
Yeah.
What's the first thing it tries to do? Eat you.
Does he?
Yeah, you know when they
Don't
they dribble that little that yellow stuff?
That's them peeing on you.
No,
isn't it?
that's them trying to digest you.
No way.
That's how ladybugs eat their food. They spew this kind of acidic goo onto it and it breaks it down and they can eat it. That's a ladybug trying to consume
Don't tell
you.
my daughter that. My daughter's sitting in the audience and
Yeah,
she
you got
just
fire.
started liking bugs and
so sweet.
not bugs, just ladybugs.
Ladybugs are fantastic, but
Well-
that's why. It's because they're tough as hell.
I always thought ladybugs were fantastic because they're all ladies.
Yeah.
That is, and garden-wise, if you have them in your garden, they're one of the best pest removers
Yeah, they
you
get in
can
there and eat 'em.
possibly have around. They
How
get
do
in
you
there and
know
eat all
so
them.
much about them?
I used to have a garden too, and
We all had gardens.
we had maple bugs and not maple bugs. We had potato bugs and all these other horrible insects that would come in and just ruin my whole everything. So I spent a winter kind of reading about all the things that I could do besides putting out poisons and all those things that I could do to keep the pests out of my garden.
Yeah.
And then I did all those things, and in learning those things, I learned about how wasps are actually kind of good sometimes, and ladybugs are the best, and potato bugs are scum, and I would keep them in a little baby food jar. And then when I got the baby food jar full of potato bugs, I'd pour them into a fire.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa. Are they that bad?
Oh, they're the worst, because they eat your potatoes, and then I don't get to eat the potatoes.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Man.
See, I learned all that ladybug stuff from the Trailer Park Boys.
What?
Yeah, because when Ricky's growing some of the good stuff in his trailer, he gets a bunch of the little buggies in there, like the fruit fly type of things, and the only thing that can get them is ladybugs. So they go and trap a bunch of ladybugs, and him and Corey and Trevor are collecting the ladybugs, and then
That's what we should do.
Corey or Trevor says to him, "Hey Ricky, are all ladybugs girls?" He says, "Of course they are, you effing idiot. Why do you think they're called ladybugs?" So, and then I knew that they had to get those bugs to eat the smaller bugs from the weed plants.
Cool.
Why do they call them ladybugs? Because they're spoiler, they're not all ladies.
Clearly.
Spoiler?
Well, I don't know. Maybe
That's a good
some,
spoiler.
maybe some people thought that they all were. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been saying it long enough now that people probably do think that.
Mm-hmm.
Just if you don't put any thought into it.
I would have thought that like maybe the ladybug was the lady bug, and then like the maple bug was the dude, and that's why they smell and are assholes. Right?
Logic.
Could be. Pretty logical. Okay, so we like fall. We sort of like fall. We don't like fall.
Yep.
That's what I'm hearing.
That's what we're hearing.
Now, next question. How is the hot tub? How close were we to a hot tub party?
Oh,
baby.
I love that thing. Yeah, I didn't go in it
Oh,
yesterday.
I love that thing.
I
she
love
says.
that thing. I
Go in it
usually
every
go
day
in it
without you
twice a
guys.
day, but yesterday I didn't go in it at all. That was the first time since we've gotten it, and we've
Did you
almost had it for a
notice your
month.
body was upset?
No, I got my tooth removed yesterday, and I just was not feeling
What
life
happened
at all.
to your tooth?
Yeah, tell us about that.
It was infected and needed to leave.
no.
I hate the dentist also, so I had like
Except for
a
Dr. Hausman Associates, by the way. Greatest dentist of all time. Second
not
app, go check 'em
specific
out.
people, just like
Yeah.
something must have happened to me when I was a kid, because I have legit panic attacks before I go in.
I can vouch for every human being on earth. No one likes going to the dentist. That's
know.
just a thing.
Yeah.
So that some people obviously fear it more, but there's no one who looks forward to a dentist appointment.
I
Unless
kinda-
it's again to Dr. Hausman Associates. Shout out to the tooth booth.
I kind of do now, actually, because I was so afraid of the dentist for so long.
Yeah.
I was like petrified. It was embarrassing how afraid of the dentist I
Yeah,
was. There's
it was not good yesterday.
no reason to be. But then eventually I found a dentist that kind of understood how afraid I was, and I knew where he lived, which helps just in case. And like, you take my teeth, I'll take your teeth out to replace them. Anyway, so I eventually it took a few years, but eventually I got like kind of used to going, and you have a couple of those no cavity visits, right?
Oh, jackpot.
Once you hit those, I can do a filling with no freezing. I did that one time, right? So now I'm not even afraid because I take good care of my teeth, and I'm not worried that I'm going to go in there and I'm going to not be able to handle whatever they do. And I've already gotten the worst thing done that you can get done, like the old root canal slash what's that thing? The one in the back?
Wisdom tooth?
Wisdom tooth removal, but just one, so you can't go for surgery and get all the good stuff. So I had to sit there while they like jackhammered my face to get the wisdom tooth out. But now I'm cool with it. Like I look forward to it because the staff is really nice, and they always give me a new toothbrush, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, shout out to
Yeah.
toothbrushes.
And they tell me like how awesome I am at taking care of my teeth.
Well, good for you. The lady was like, "Do you use an electric toothbrush?" And I was like, "No, but my husband bought me one. It's just in the closet." She's like, "You should really start using it." And I was like, talked more about it. And then when I was leaving, she's like, "Hey, wait, I gotta give you your toothbrush." I was like, "Look, lady, you just told me to use the use the electric one.
You're the reason I'm not
sending
taking it."
mixed
Yeah.
signals here." She thought it was funny, but
Have you ever had any record-setting counts for fillings in a visit?
7.
Wow!
That was just like 2 months ago.
Oh my.
Wow!
My teeth are so bad. It's because I wait forever because I
Yeah.
hate going.
I think my record when I was a kid was 11.
Oh,
But I ate so much candy. Like I
You
was the
still eat
candy
lots of candy.
monster. Like to the point now where I'm pretty sure every filling possible is filled.
Yeah.
And I am due to go see Dr. Hausman very soon. I think I'm 17 months late now.
That
And
was
he
the-
even gave me a personal phone call just to make sure. And I said, yes, I will book that in. And every time I've tried to book it in, it didn't work out because I liked the best part about going to see Dr. Hausman is I get to go into the back in his office and we get to catch up and hang out. And he's been so busy the last couple of months that I can't book a time where he's going to be there to hang out after. So I'm on this like weird little teeter-totter. But going in there and being told, and this was when I was, again, like 11 or 12, like you have to come in 2 more times. We're going to do 6 now, and then next week we're going to do 5 more. It's like, what the heck? Like, is there any more room for fillings in my teeth? And it turns out there is because they're always making room.
yeah,
Who would have thought?
yeah.
Well, that's how holes work, right? Like you get a hole and you have room that they fill. I assume that's what a filling is,
Yeah.
right? I don't
It's right
know.
there in the name.
I'm not a dentist. I don't know what a filling is exactly, but that's what it sounds like.
Fillings are hard. I think I feel a little bit better about this coming trip now. So thank you for helping me work through my dentist issues.
Oh yeah. I'm not done. I have to go back in a week and a
I
half.
was going to ask you how long until I thought you were going to be off the hook.
No.
So you got to get all 7 of those done?
No, I got 7 of them done 2 months ago, and then this is to remove. I had a root canal done on it, and they were going to put a bridge on it or whatever, crown, whatever they do.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work, so they had to remove it. But when they were putting in the freezing yesterday, they hit a nerve, and like lightning went all over my face and down my neck, and like literally through my body, and I like could not
Don't say
stop
that. It makes
moving.
my...
What So you have lightning powers now?
I wish.
Oh,
I wish I got something out of that besides
Ugh,
T3s,
I
but
can feel that.
Oh, man.
Man, do you remember when we used to do Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap? It was a contest on the old radio.
what was it?
We had a guy that had
Who
to
ate a
eat-
roll of tin foil?
Yeah.
Is that the one?
That's the one.
Oh,
I was sitting in the booth, and he was on the outside of the booth. And I would check in with him, and you could hear him chomping on this tinfoil. And it was so horrifying. And just hearing you talk about that electric shock, like I imagine that's what that would be the whole time.
yeah, it was not good. I
Oh, do
literally
not
couldn't
chew on
stop
tinfoil.
crying, and I couldn't breathe. And then they're like, "It's gonna be okay," and I was like, "It was not. It was the worst experience of my life yesterday." And it wasn't them in particular. It was just like the whole experience.
Yeah.
Did you
Well,
get
that's the thing.
Did you get the gas?
You know what she said to me after? She's like, "I think we should give you some Ativan for next time." I was like, "Yeah, it's the only time I ever have taken Ativan is at the dentist."
Oh, have I told the story of the time okay, so my very
on me.
first time when I went to the dentist to have actual work done as an adult, like this is the beginning of the journey I told you guys about. I went and I said, "Look, dentist man, I can't do this. So I need you to do something you gotta bonk me on the head with something." He's like, "No, Brando, we don't do that anymore. So go get these pills. Take one on the way over here. Take another one when you get, and we'll give you some gas. It's going to be great." And I was like, "Oh, fine." And they gave me these little pills, and I took one of them on the way there. Worst tasting thing I've ever tasted in my whole life. And then when
Taste pills?
well, because you're supposed to put it under your tongue and like let it
Oh, one of
dissolve.
those dissolvers. Yeah, okay, I got you.
And then we did another one when we got to the dentist's office, and we sat down in the chair. I'm like, okay, this isn't so bad. And then they gave me the flavored gas, so it smelled like bubble gum. And I was like, this is kind of fun. And then the next thing I remembered, I was sitting in a circus tent, and nothing was happening at the circus. But I remember that the tent was orange, and I was waiting for the circus to start. Thinking, man, it's really hot in this tent. This is so strange. I don't know, like, where are the clowns and the bears and the
Music.
I'm looking around and there's nobody there. This is so strange. And then I was at home. It's like, man,
How'd you get there?
I got a ride.
Oh,
with,
okay.
with my partner at the
Very
time.
responsible.
And
Yeah.
then I'm on the couch and I look over at my girlfriend at the time and I says, What happened? I told her that whole story. She's like, "No, the reason you thought you were in an orange tent is because they had this thing that they isolated your tooth with and it flopped up over your face." So like I thought like this orange thing was
yeah.
a tent and I just hallucinated my way through the whole appointment.
That sounds lovely.
Got
That's
it
the way
done.
to do it.
I highly recommend
Yeah.
it. So
Well,
take the Ativan.
I'm
man.
going
Take
to
it.
Wendy's dad next. So he's the next guy I see. He's taking me on, and
Oh yeah.
he's good.
And you know where he lives too. That
I
does
do.
help.
Important.
Yeah, and I know where his
thought
daughter
about
lives.
that.
You'll hurt your daughter if you hurt me.
Yeah. Like not.
Shout out to Brooksy, who was supposed to be here today. She actually had forgotten about her motherly duties. So she had a soccer game she had to go to, so she let me know. And best of luck to her and the big soccer game. Go Brad and Brooksy family time.
Yes.
Yes.
So back to the hot tub. Am I ready for a party? Maybe. I don't know.
That's not going back to it. That's just putting a question mark at the end.
Yeah, that's taking the question mark we already had,
Yeah.
putting it in bold, and then adding another one.
Well, the next couple of weekends I'm busy, and then I have my Halloween party. So after the Halloween party,
Halloween party. Tell me more about the Halloween party.
What do you do for Halloween?
Is this for?
it's for my Dominican girls group.
Oh yeah, you told us about that already. What's I know it's a Halloween theme, but is there a specific Halloween theme? Or is
Yeah,
this
well, we
just-
all dress up as witches, and they're all supposed to fly over on their brooms.
Hold on, is it just like on South Park when they have the?
I don't
Have
know,
you ever
tell
seen
me.
that? What's up, my witches? They every year during the coven, Randy Marsh and the boys get together for it's like witches night or whatever, and they just do meth for 3 days.
Oh, probably not that.
Yeah, well, you never know.
Probably not that.
The point is they all dress up like witches. Like,
Yeah.
it's a fully witch
Okay, so it's
themed
kinda
thing.
like
Yeah,
that.
just
Okay.
minus the meth. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sure. All right.
Yeah, yeah. And then we're having a dinner party, and my husband used to be a chef in a past life. So he's going to dress up as Frankenstein, and he's
Nice.
going to cook us like a 4-course meal and like serve it to us. And then I have a tea reader
Hold on,
coming.
is this going to be like a handsome Frankenstein, or is
Yes.
he going gory?
He's
Okay.
always handsome.
Well, that's why I asked. It'd be hard for him to look gory. Is what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then tea leaf reader is coming to to teach us how to tea leaf read, and I got some new tea for it.
Hold on a second. How the hell does a tea leaf reader work?
So me and Wendy went to one of his classes before.
So he teaches this.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he teaches you, and you see things, and like it represents whatever you need in your life at that time. And there's
Kind
like
of
a
like a
little
Rorschach
booklet.
test,
What's that?
where you look at the ink
blob?
blotches, and then they
Yeah.
turn into whatever you
Yeah.
think they are.
Yeah, yeah. But he turns them into art. So like he has an actual art show coming up.
Hold on. Is he getting two birds stoned at once?
Is it Andy?
Who's Andy?
Andy Sean?
I don't know what we're talking about. My
Oh.
whole point, I don't know any tea leaf reading. I'm
Oh.
saying this guy teaches you how to read the tea leaves.
Yeah.
And as well, he turns it into artwork after.
So he's been painting this,
Yeah, so
for
he's getting
years.
two birds stoned at once.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was
Very
like,
smart
was that the
business.
name of it? Wow, how do you know
It's
that?
not.
It's Wendy's brother-in-law.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And then we're gonna make. This is a secret.
Oh, well, you don't have to. Hey, don't expose
Yeah,
nothing.
I can't.
No,
They
that's
probably
good.
watch.
So you sounds like you're gonna have a banging party, bro.
Yeah, and then we're gonna play pool because I have a pool table in my
On
house.
your pool table.
Nice.
So you got the hot tub, you got the pool table, you got hot Frankenstein serving up food. That
Yeah.
sounds like a party Brando and I should be at.
That's what I said.
Maybe not that one.
I dress as a witch.
It's
I'm
a
not afraid.
girls' night. Remember last time there was a girls' night?
Yeah, no,
No
boys,
boys
allowed.
can
That's
come.
We
fair.
weren't there at that, were we?
No,
You weren't
they
invited.
They pre-gamed here.
Yeah.
We were told we weren't invited.
Well,
It's all right.
We went questing that night.
And
Remember?
I do love questing as we are hanging out on a Friday with Uncle Brando from the Commander Cookout podcast, as well as the BBO and the YTC and the CCO.
BBU on the YTC CCO.
I almost hit it.
No,
One too many
I said
words.
it. We both said it wrong.
Okay, perfect.
Brand-
As well as Hardcora, co-host of the Past Our Bedtime podcast, out every Monday, by the way.
Yep. New one coming out. Probably my favorite one that we ever
The
filmed.
bird one?
Oh, like I just can't tell you how much love I have for it.
The bird. What, didn't the bird one come out last week?
Nope, that was SCA Acres.
Ah, yes, okay.
But
I'm very
Brando has
excited
a
for the
question.
Yellow-crested warbler talk.
Oh, right. I do have a question. We were listening to you talk to Lil Brookman at the beginning of the show.
Okay.
And specifically before that, you were talking about Margaret and Leroy and all the great people over at Pet
Pet
Farm.
on 8th Street, Pets Natural Grocers.
And all of these people you always talk about are there after hours.
Yes, Kirsten,
So-
Sharon, and Chris.
Yeah, so
After business hours.
who's there during business hours?
Mike, Rochelle, and Leroy.
No, they're there after hours.
No, after hours is Kirsten, Sharon, and Chris. After hours being after business hours, being 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, or weekends, Saturday and Sunday.
Say the first three names again that are at business hours.
Mike, Rochelle, and Leroy.
Okay? And after business hours.
Kirsten, Shar, and Chris.
Yep, different people.
Yeah, those are different people.
Yeah.
See, in my head, the names all melded
Same.
together.
You say
I
them
do say
so
it
fast.
I know, but I'm just see in my head. I always want to make sure I give all of the love to these people that put out this wonderful business that we love and appreciate so much. So I want to make sure no one feels left out
Right.
because they are freaking awesome there.
Yeah.
They are.
Especially when she's sort of turned into a little bit of a pickpocket, if you will, with some of the treats in there and the toys. She's been getting very, and it's kind of like in here too. I was telling everyone before the show how she's not a begging dog, but over time, seeing so many people and everyone always wants to give her a little treat here or there, she's learned that if she just doesn't beg too hard, but sort of in there, she'll get to it. And it's the same at Pet Plant on 8th Street. She'll go up to the toys or she'll go up to like the treat bins. They have so many different treats. There's so many deals. And she'll go up to one and look around and she'll just sort of wander over. And if you don't catch her, she'll be munching. I've caught her a couple times. And then Mike and Rochelle are always so freaking out. They're like, don't worry about it. I'm like, no, we'll pay for it. She's like, no, Leroy will have it. So then Leroy gets a free treat. So then I don't feel as bad. But she's really, at her older age, she's turning into one of those like, you know, like the elderly people that go around and
Yeah.
just
Do
steal
whatever
some,
they Just want.
steal some
shoplift?
tea for, like my grandpa was the best at that. It's not even stealing. But every time we go to Grainfields or any restaurant, he'd always load up his pockets with the
salt shakers?
jams
Oh,
and the peanut butters.
Who doesn't do that?
Always. So we'd have jams and peanut butter. Every table we'd go to, when we left, there was no jam or peanut butter left. You know, it's like you're old, and that's what you do. You just have some fun.
Mm-hmm.
You're living it
Man,
up,
I'm so excited for the time when I can just do crime and nobody cares.
right?
Oh,
It'll be a good day.
yeah.
They
it
also
is.
budge in line too and stuff, right?
Well, I don't think we can paint them all with a broad paintbrush.
You're right. But I'm looking forward to doing stuff like that.
Budget.
Oh yeah, I want to budge in line and I want to steal little jams and jellies and peanut butters.
Yeah.
And I want to go into retail outlets with
Oh,
a
yeah.
great big dress on. I want to just fill it up with canoes and whatever has replaced the DVD player by that point. all
Speaking
that
of
stuff.
canoes, how's the canoe build coming, LB?
Good question.
Oh,
Lovely, he
he's
says.
never going to finish this thing. It's like the fireworks factory on The Simpsons. When are we going to get to the fireworks factory? Oh, yeah,
He has a-
sorry.
he has a test to
Apparently,
study
his
for.
flight tests and his scuba diving tests and all of his other things that he does are getting in the way of building a canoe by hand.
Man, getting into scuba diving and flight at the same time is very handy, because that way if you have to land the
Yes.
plane in the water because all of the engines conked out and you're upside down and you're in the water, you can probably get out if you have an air tank in time to put on your
He was
scuba
thinking.
gear.
Luckily, he never has to worry about that because nothing bad has ever happened nor ever will to him when he's flying.
But there's that whole movie about that guy that has to land the plane on the Hudson River. Remember, there's a whole movie about that.
Yeah.
The guy's name was the
Tom
pilot.
Hanks.
And then there's that game where like the dude's on the airplane and then the city underwater
Air.
shoots
Con Air.
down and they crash.
No,
and
that's not Con Air.
then you got to go into the thing and save a bunch of little kids.
Are we
and you
getting
get
into
mutant powers
airplane
where
movies now?
you're shooting bees at people and you got a machine gun and the guy has a drill for a
This
hand.
is real. He's not joking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What's that called? People are watching
one
this
knows
going,
that one.
Brando, you're an idiot. BioShock.
There it is. That's true.
Yeah, everybody remembered that except me.
Actual movies about airplanes, though. Con Air, Air
Oh, yeah,
Force One,
That's the best one.
and
Top
what's-
Gun?
Obviously, Top. I'm thinking more commercial flights, though.
Oh,
We're not talking fighter planes because that's a whole other genre.
Air Force One.
Air Force One.
Yep.
That's the one with Harrison Ford and he dies in the first 2 minutes. I think it is.
No, you're thinking Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
Where he gets,
I was like, there's no way. There's no way he's dead. The only reason I was watching that movie was for the Seagal because I love Seagal so much.
I think that was
And
the
then he was
first.
there within the first 2 minutes. I told everybody that I was watching with, don't worry, he's coming back. He's still alive. They wouldn't just screw us like this with Seagal.
And they did.
They did.
They
So bad.
Gave us Kurt Russell instead.
Yeah. You know, I mean, if this was like Big Trouble in Little China or Escape from Anywhere, I would be all about that. But you need your Seagal sometimes.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you need some Seagal.
Anyways, the two best airplane movies of all time are Airplane and Airplane 2. Just so you know.
And Con
Leslie
Air.
Nielsen. No, I take the comedy over the action.
Really?
I just, man.
Con Air's pretty funny,
The original
though, too.
Airplane, when he talks about the shit hitting the fan and actual piece of poop hits the fan, like just the jokes alone and like the gags are so incredible, so ahead of their time. Shout out to Airplane. Great movie.
That's pretty good.
Airplane 2, not as much, but Airplane 1 for sure.
Fair enough.
Any thoughts on airplane movies over there?
I haven't seen any.
No airplane movies
Not,
at
not
all?
even Snakes on a Plane. Con Air's pretty good.
You never
Snakes
seen
on
Snakes
a Plane
I've
is
never even
great.
seen that one.
It's actually, that's fine.
Well, no, you're not going into it looking for an Oscar.
Yeah,
You're
that's
going
true.
in it to see
What's
Samuel
that?
L. Jackson swear a lot, and that's why it's good.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a movie where they had like a disco on a plane too?
Oh yeah,
Was it
Soul Plane.
Soul Plane.
What a
There
good
it
movie. The actual airplane had hydraulics.
Yeah,
It
haven't
was
seen that one either.
gangster. Yeah, Snoop Dogg.
Yep.
He's a good man.
Is
Solid
he?
actor,
Has-
too.
No, he has terrible concerts.
We can agree to disagree on this one. What was that?
He's a good actor, too. Like,
Yeah.
He's in movies that are good, and he's good in them. It's
You're saying that like you're
remarkable,
surprised.
Well,
The dude can do everything.
if there was a picture of Snoop Dogg and you saw that and you're like, what does this guy do? You'd say, I don't know, crackhead.
No, come
But then
on.
he's like a musical genius. He's an entrepreneur.
An
he's
athlete,
an
dude.
incredible
He's a football
actor.
coach.
Like,
He gives back. He's a philanthropist. He
Yeah,
helps
like,
out
he's
all
a-
the kids in the hood, gets them into football.
he
Does
won
a lot of
life.
great
He
stuff. Yeah.
completed life, and he's doing a victory lap like every time you
dude.
see him. Right? It's
And
so
he-
cool.
And he pays someone, I think it's $80,000 a year just to roll joints for him.
What?
That's the woman's job, is she just rolls joints for Snoop.
Wow.
And she pays her family with that money. Could you imagine?
Could you imagine?
So that's pretty cool. We've talked about airplane movies. We've talked about fall. We've talked about gardens a little bit. I want to get back into the garden talk here for a couple seconds. Oh, I said it! Garden talk! Hell yeah.
Of course, like you guys are such jerks.
Did you pull out your garden?
I left it when I moved.
Yeah, sorry. Did you take anything with you?
Yeah, I took as much as I could. I got little baby pumpkins. I took the tomatoes, onions. Everything else I just had to leave. There was a watermelon
sad.
coming. It is.
I knew that. I wasn't sure if you were able to transplant anything.
No.
So do you
Maturing plants are
prefer
hard.
not having to do all that stuff?
I don't mind doing it because I like,
I knew you really liked the gardening.
yeah, I don't know. I like cleaning up. I like organizing things. I don't mind taking out the garden.
Okay.
And the stuff that I grow like comes out not all at the same time.
Yeah, different sort of poles
Yeah.
at different times. Do you miss your garden at all? You had a very immaculate garden as well.
I had a really good garden too. I don't really miss it as much because I didn't eat anything out of it.
You were very generous with all of your produce.
I loved growing it. I really liked the process of planting it. I like to dig in the dirt because that's fun. And then the plants come out. It's like I totally did that, and that's really fun. But
Hold
then,
on, you didn't eat it?
No, just the potatoes. When I had potatoes, I'd eat the potatoes. But like I gave away all the carrots and the peppers and the broccoli. Nobody got the
Crazy.
broccoli because I let it flower. But like
Yeah.
anything I got, I just take to work and give away.
Brando's garden pole day was always a big day at the old station. because
No
everyone could
way.
just help themselves to all of his delicious produce that he pulled out of
Yeah,
there.
I'd bring in like those big grocery
fun.
bags and just
So nice, so
please
kind.
take these.
Until
Yeah.
he had the way too hot ones, and then I
Oh,
put them
yeah.
in my soup, and then I burned my eyeballs for 2 days.
Yeah.
I was actually careful too. I washed my hands off. I didn't wash them good enough.
I called that day irresponsible. Brando's irresponsible pepper bag.
Yes.
Where I just took them and mixed them all up in the bag,
It
and
was
people just
wild.
take one. That was fun.
Yeah, that was
For
a very
me.
fun game. It was fun for me too.
Yes.
Like the burning sucked, but it was still funny. Like I literally couldn't see for about an hour. It was just leaking the whole time. But then again,
Oh, it's
you know,
horrific.
that's it.
Yeah,
So
it's a thing.
now we've talked about some fun things. I would like to get your guys' thoughts on hockey.
What?
As hockey season is about to start. Brando, do you have a hockey team at all that you cheer for?
Who does Gritty play for?
Gritty plays for the Philadelphia Flyers.
The Philadelphia Flyers are my favorite
Flyers
hockey
guy.
team. Yeah.
That's what I was hoping to get out of you. You as well? No team at all?
No,
Your
if
hubby
I
doesn't
was-
cheer for a team?
Oilers.
There you go. See, so that's your team. That's part of being in a relationship is you have to cheer for the same stuff.
Really?
Well, if you don't have any passion for it,
Yeah. The
default should be your partner's team.
Good to know.
So you're an Oilers fan. I ask because the season kicks off right away, and hockey, you know, people sort of forget that the Edmonton Oilers almost won a Stanley Cup last year.
so close.
They literally came back from 3 games down and almost won the Stanley Cup. And it's a very simple question I'm going to put out to you. Do you believe that they can win it this year? Do you think that they have the chutzpah to get back and win the hardest trophy to win in all of sports?
Would it be? I mean, I know it's hard to repeat, but now that all the things are clicking, if they haven't torn the team down and rebuilt it in some
They tore it a little bit.
catastrophic
They
way, like, I
rebuilt
could-
a little bit.
That was
A
my
little
next
bit.
question. Like, have they replaced anyone?
yeah, like I could
There's
see
a
it.
couple like role players. They still got Leo Draisaitl. They still got Connor McDavid, and that's all you basically need to get to the Stanley Cup because of the 2 best players on earth on the same team. But like just the heartbreak from being so close last year to overcome so many things and just to get back in it, like it's either it's going to be you're motivated beyond anything you've ever seen before, or it's just going to be too much. And I don't know which way this team is going to go.
I think one of two things will happen. Thing one is they're gonna just come back bigger, badder, better, and they're gonna just
Roll.
roll over it and then squeak out a win at the end. Or they're going to come out motivated as hell, try way too hard, blow up, be ruined by injury, and they're not even going to make the playoffs. One of those two things are probably
And
gonna
that's one of the big things people forget about last year too was the start of the season was one of the worst starts in the history of the Oilers organization.
Yeah.
Like they weren't just bad, they were historically bad, where people wrote them off in like December, which is insane. And then they just bounced right back and took her to the cup. Hardcore, any thoughts? Do you think they're going to go?
I do not think that they can do it
Nice.
again.
Thank you very much. That's good.
wow.
Good
Who's your
research.
team?
See, now mine's it's a unique situation. As growing up, I come from a Boston Bruins home. My entire family cheers for the Bruins, go Bruins. But I also grew up as a huge fan of Wayne Gretzky, thanks to my brother Davey and the Oilers. So I've been an Oilers-Bruins hybrid fan for a while, and lots of people don't like that. They say you're only allowed to cheer for one team, and I say that's fine. And then my buddy Pistol Pete always says, all right, here's the deal. And this is how you decide these tiebreakers. He says you have 2 planes flying in the air. If you don't pick one team to be your favorite, they both crash. Which team's your favorite?
And
And then I usually go with Edmonton.
do you think they can do it?
I think they can. I think they will, actually.
You
to
think
be
they will?
honest. I think they will win the Stanley Cup this year, mostly
wow.
because it didn't feel like as much of a disaster to me as it felt like an incredible amount of growth in a very short time.
Yeah.
Because when you literally have the best player in the world, and he proved it so well last year that he won the Conn Smythe on a losing team, which is very, very rare. As to be an MVP of a losing team in a playoff is unheard of. It happens like once every 10 or 15 years. For him to go through that and to still know that they have more to do, not much more, but still a little bit more to do, I feel like that growth is going to really show them how to get there. And the roadmap's sort of written, so sort of my take on that.
I kind of hope they do now that I think about it. So I think that would be really cool to we're not in Edmonton, but we're
'93 was the last time a Canadian team won the Stanley Cup.
And we're close enough where some of that party would probably,
Oh yeah.
filter into us. I think that would be fun.
And I'm sure everybody has a couple of those crazy, insane Oiler fan buddies.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bobby Goodtimes and Crazy Kyle, aka Guy Number One, two of my biggest Oiler fans, and Cousin Jeffrey. Cousin Jeffrey likes Toronto. Ugh.
What?
Gross, sorry.
What's wrong with that guy?
I don't know. He's silly.
See,
He's
even
the
I know
cobbler.
that
He's the
guy.
cobbler. Shout out to Broadway Shoe Repair, the greatest cobbler in the history of cobbling.
Hold on.
Dude fixes everything.
He owns that business? The shoe
Yeah.
repair?
The Broadway Shoe Repair.
Yeah. Do you know that's like a lost art?
Why do you think I call him the cobbler? I show the respect to the man who deserves it.
Yeah, he deserves it.
You should see him cobble too. He cobbled on a video, and it got like 8 million views.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, he's like the internet cobbler.
Do you think he could fix my shoes?
Easily. I've been trying for months now to get him in here. He's such an interesting dude. He's like, I got nothing to say, Gary. I'm like, Cousin Jeffrey, come on, man. Come in. We could do a live cobble right here. We'll show it off.
Yeah.
You know,
could-
bing, bang, boom.
You could fix this shoe.
That's
this one. It's got a hole in it. Winter's coming, my dude.
That's
Is
it.
he really your cousin?
No, it's just his nickname. And the fun part there is, though, Cousin Jeffrey and Guy Number One, as well as Bobby Goodtimes and Fridge Rack, those are like my OG homies from the old podcast we used to do that sort of motivated and started all this. So I've been trying to get those guys back in here, and they're all like slowly inching further. So maybe if we get a promise of a live cobble on air, I would say Uncle Brando's shoe or something, that might be
man.
the little push it takes to get those boys in here and continue growing this amazing little family of ours.
That'd be
Yeah.
super dope. And I, wouldn't have to get my feet all wet all winter.
That's right. I don't want that for you. Wet feet are the worst.
They are the worst.
Hey, what you got there? You just pick up a kid?
Yeah,
does
she's
that
like
happen?
begging me to leave over in the chair.
Couple more minutes, girl. We will be done soon as we continue rolling on the Friday edition of your show, hanging out with Uncle Brando and Hardcora. You know them from the Commander Cookout podcast, as well as the past, our bedtime podcast. And you had talked earlier about Halloween. We know Hot Frankenstein's going to be serving up some meals at your party. Halloween costumes. Are you a big Halloween costume gal?
Usually the same costume every year, and it's a whoopee
fine.
cushion.
Oh, nice. Now, is this a homemade outfit?
No, I found it, I think, used somewhere. It's amazing.
It's used too.
I think we lost Uncle Brando.
It's a bag that farts. That's
Over
what
and
she
over
dresses
again.
as. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's very humorous. So
I
you're
like
like you're on sort of the opposite spectrum of like the sexy outfits compared to the hilarious ones.
Yeah. My friend and
Nice.
there's like a competition at work, and she was Little Red Riding Hood, and I was the Big Bad Wolf. So I dressed up as like a wolf. And then all the kids come around because we're connected to a school.
Oh yeah.
So the kids come around and get candy from all of our offices.
Nice.
And I would scare the bejesus
Are
out
we
of them.
talking like Marty McFly and Teen Wolf? Like
Yeah.
full on like "Rrr,"
Yeah, it's
Okay,
scary.
Nice.
like that.
Did it make you better at basketball?
No, it didn't.
Oh,
I
man.
knew that wasn't true.
We bought it we went in a golf tournament where you had to dress up as like the team had to dress up. So that's where it came from. But the mask didn't have a hole in the mouth, and I needed to
no.
drink. So I like went into the kitchen at like the golf place or whatever. I was like,
fixed
"Do you have
that
a
up pretty
knife?"
quick.
And they're like, "What?" And I just
Got a hole
Jump.
in this wolf mask.
yeah.
Priorities.
That's fun.
That's right.
You're a Halloween guy.
I do like Halloween. I used.
I'm trying to think of one of my favorite costumes that I've seen you wear at work.
I
You had a
haven't.
couple of really good ones.
I haven't dressed up as much in the past. Recently, I did like Lydia Dietz. I had that inflatable dinosaur suit that I did the other
Yeah.
show in one time.
Yeah.
That was
awesome.
a bad idea, but was worth it. I think.
Yeah, it
I've
wasn't
done-
good work-wise, but great visually.
I did Joker and Harley Quinn, not at the same time, but on separate years.
I think I remember a Joker one.
I did Leia buns one year.
Oh, that's cool.
And I beat the pants off of the vice president of the company who has the coolest Leia buns hair. So,
That is
That's
awesome.
if I may say, that was fun. I still have my little prize from that. It's a Princess Leia that when you bonk her on the head, her face changes. So she's like sad, or she's happy, or
Yeah.
she's angry.
In pain.
You've seen those things. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. So
Okay.
I
Well, that's
participate
pretty
with
cool.
pride.
Okay.
Yeah.
I sort of miss those special days at the old office are always fun where people would dress. I never dressed up.
No,
I'm not
why
a big
not?
dress up guy. Halloween died for me the second I stopped getting candy for free at people's houses.
Oh man.
Once that stopped, I was like, well, this is stupid. Why do we even celebrate this dumb holiday if nobody's gonna get free candy?
Because so many people have fun with it. We did at the other place. We talked about this, and lots of people say, the reason that they still like Halloween so much is because they have fond memories of it from when they were young, but also because you get to see your kids or other people's kids just have so much fun just either being scared or dressing up or getting their candy or whatever, right? It's you live vicariously through them and you have fun because you see other people having fun.
I don't like being scared. I don't like dressing up.
Man.
It just wasn't made for me.
No, I guess that's fair.
I'm okay with that. Like, I hate scary movies. You kidding me?
Wow.
Me too.
Never. I
Hate them
can't do
too.
that. Yeah.
Harlan, what are you going to be for Halloween?
Do we have an answer? Do we know yet for sure?
She's too shy. Yeah, she's going to be, she has like this unicorn stuffy thing that looks like she's riding it.
Oh,
Hell
I love
yeah.
those things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
And
I
her,
want to get Maggie something like that.
her brother's going to be Pikachu.
Oh,
Also good.
Pikachu. I'll tell you, I've laid a lot of beatings on old Pikachu on the Super Smash Bros. lately. I ain't scared of no Pikachu anymore.
I was in Vegas one time and I met a guy in a big Pikachu suit and he was dancing around. It was all fun. And I got my picture taken with him. And then like a little door opened in his stomach. And it's important that he's still dancing with both of his arms while he's doing this. And his stomach pops open and a fucking hand popped out and asked for money.
No.
And I was like, one,
Dude, that's Alien, man.
I have to
Wrong
pay
movie.
you to dance around with me when you're the one dressed like Pikachu. And two, where did this arm come from?
Alien. It's
What is
Alien.
going on here, man?
horrifying.
That was messed up.
What's the coolest costume you've ever seen?
I've ever seen in my I was at it wasn't Halloween, but I was at a Calgary comic convention one time and a guy had a bumblebee costume that actually transformed so he could curl up into a ball on the floor and he was a car.
Yeah.
And then when he stood up, he was a transformer. Yeah, it was really, really cool. It lit up and
I think
all
we
that
saw a
stuff.
Transformer at the anime con. Ganbate.
Yeah, I believe we did as well.
No, obviously not that complex, but still.
Yeah,
pretty
not
cool.
that one. Like those are cool though. Like, and they're uncomfortable to wear. I knew a
Yeah,
person
you
that did
don't-
one
ugh.
time, and it's like it's cardboard and it's rigid and it's a lot heavier and warmer than you think it is to walk around with. It's all zip tied onto your body and stuff.
Not for me, man.
It's-
See, that's a horrible time.
It's dedication, man. Like
It doesn't sound fun to me.
It's dedication to do that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of.
Me either.
I wore heels one time for a day, and I was like, you know what, fuck this. Fuck
I
this.
hear ya.
I seen a lady wearing heels today at the grocery store, like heels. And I was like, why?
Was she shopping or grabbing an item or two?
I was in the parking lot, so I don't
Didn't
know
have
what she
time
was
to ask her?
shopping.
That's fair. Okay. Getting back to the craziest costume you've ever seen.
I don't know. I don't really remember. But the one that does pop to mind is like in grade 2, my friend came as bubblegum underneath the table. So she had all of a pink outfit on. And then her mom like built a table
On top of her.
with like plates and like a whole setting. And she walked around with a table on her head. And she was bubblegum under the table. I still think about it to this day.
Wow, that again, dedication, right? Like
Yeah.
you can't.
The
your neck is
name.
stiff.
The name's a little long for me.
Bubblegum under the table.
You know?
You just hate Halloween.
Well, no, like it sounds like a great costume. Like I'm all about it. I think that's fantastic. It's just having to say that to everyone who asks. Mm-hmm.
And you?
Man, see, I'm in the unique position that we had hosted a couple Halloween parties with the old station.
Yes.
And I've seen group costumes that would just blow your mind because it was a costume contest. So there was like a 4-person like pirate ship costume that was just insane. There was another one that was like some sort of it was sort of like a Transformer deal as well.
Cool.
And there's like really cool things like that. And I always want to give credit to the people that don't just go and buy a costume because anyone can go buy a costume, but those really hardcore Halloween, fanatics that really put it all in like that. Like I'll give them all the credit in the world because you go above and beyond. Some of those costumes, people are spending like $4,000 or $5,000 to put these
What?
things together. Like people
Yeah,
get
it's
so
nuts, man.
into this stuff. It's
Wow.
crazy to me.
Wow.
Yeah, and some people will even decorate their houses and
Yes,
then
that's
invite
another
people to
one.
come and see them.
That's a great
Well,
costume.
my house is already decorated.
And they take donations and things. And maybe if you have one of those things, a haunted house that you want people to come to, a really great way
I
that
see
they
where
can
he's going. He's
know
making it in. Never
to go
crying.
there. You
Making
could
it some
definitely
promo.
come right here to dufferinav.com. You can send us an email. Let us know that you've got a haunted house going on.
Or better,
Dufferinav.com.
we could
Come and see
take Gary
us,
live on location and do
Dufferinav.com.
it.
We could take Gary through the haunted house and we could watch him poop himself
Yeah.
live on
I
the show.
don't go through those.
But you would for the sake
No.
of your art, Gary.
No, I wouldn't.
feel like we
because
convinced you to
I
do
was
it.
scarred at a very young age.
By like a dude with a knife.
My dad took me to a
Literally.
haunted house somewhere in the North End. And I was way too old to be so scared. I was probably like 13. And I've always found my biggest hurdle with these things is my imagination. Like if my brain is so strong in making me believe things can happen, like I'm like the type of person who goes out and then comes back in because, oh man, I think I left the light on. No, I didn't. Go out, I might have left the oven on. I haven't used an oven in months, but I might have hit it by accident. Like I can work my brain into, like I could look in this room right now and figure out 10 ways I could die just by walking from there to there. And it's so weird to me that my brain operates like that, but I make everything so hyper real that you put me into a haunted house and I'm already scared. And I'll never forget, it was such a classic move. It was just one of those things where like stuff pops out here and stuff pops out there and, oh no, a guy's jumping out from the wall and has a chainsaw and he's gonna chase you. Well, when the chainsaw guy jumped out, I froze and screamed as loud as I could and instantly started bawling. Like horrified, where they had to shut down the whole thing. Like, it's okay, we'll get you out of here. The whole place stopped for me because I was so sure that I was dead. That was my time to go. And this overactive brain worked me into that point because I was about 4 or 5 minutes in, like, okay, I can handle it. And then that just the chainsaw sound and the dude running at me. Then I just remember, it was almost like you black out, like one of those blackout moments. Then all of a sudden the lights are on and everyone's like comforting me and my dad's just so disappointed. Like, come on, man. Like, dude, you're like 13. What's the problem? Like, it's not real. This guy's not going to hit you up with this, you know?
You should work one of them. We do one at work in the woods.
Nope.
And it's really fun to scare people.
Nope. I think he wants to be a part of it. I think that's
You
what
want
he's
to
trying
come?
to say.
Do you want to scare people? They're looking for volunteers.
I want to go so bad. I love doing that stuff. And imagine, Gary, just picture this. Picture this. You make it real, and you can watch Gary making it real while I describe this to you. So, Uncle Brando and Gary show up at your viewers' haunted house.
Okay.
Right? And
Have I peed myself yet?
we're walking in. We're
Yeah,
doing
so
the tour.
definitely
We're going to
peed
see
myself.
how scary this possibly is.
Shout out to Grampers. Yep.
And the locker opens up. Out comes dude in a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man outfit.
Oh, it's coming.
Chainsaw in each hand.
Like that.
Boona! And he's chasing us. And you freeze.
Yeah.
And you wet yourself a little bit.
Already did.
And you scream as loud as you possibly can.
Yeah. Tears.
You're up. And the lights come on. And everybody's standing around. And I'm looking at you. I'm all disappointed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, why are you so scared? Imagine how cool that would be for everybody but you. Imagine that, Gary.
Yeah.
I feel like you were denying the people the most amazing thing that they've ever seen in their entire lives.
No. Unless
I think this would be so
unless I
dope.
got like a full-on pack and I'm shooting like a Ghostbuster and
Well,
we're blowing that guy up into a super sticky marshmallow party, I'm way too scared.
I mean, we could maybe get like if I could find you a proton pack that you
Or
could
make you one.
carry, you could wear and carry with you.
It has to work though.
Well,
I
it
have
has
to be
to
able
work?
to blow this dude up.
I have to make
I
an
need to murder
unlicensed
the monster.
particle.
If I don't murder that monster in my brain, that monster will find me.
Oh man,
It's horrifying. It's a horrible way to live. I'm telling you.
what if you had a big rock with you?
It sounds like a lot of work to haul that around.
Well, not like a giant rock, but like a fair-sized rock.
Like a football.
Yeah, like you could do some damage.
Okay,
with
and then
it.
if I get scared, I can just.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
what
throw
if he
it.
in his
actually hit somebody with the rock, though?
He probably won't.
If you're in a Stay Puft
He's-
Marshmallow
He's too
outfit,
scared. Yeah, he's in a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man
bounce
outfit.
right off him.
Yeah, probably wouldn't even hurt him.
Yeah.
I assume those things are made of like 100% foam rubber. It's basically a football helmet for your whole body. He'd be fine, right?
Okay. Are we setting up a murder of a Stay Puft Marshmallow monster to help me overcome my fear of Halloween?
Not legally, no.
Okay.
No, we are not.
Good. Yeah, I guess you're not even supposed to say those words. I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of a Stay Puft Marshmallow monster.
Yes, we will deal with them
Deal
in
with,
the
that's
manner
right,
in
yes.
which it is appropriate.
Okay.
Yeah, see, it's
pretty good.
See, we got this.
Any other thoughts on Halloween before we bring in Frankie's Fingers?
No, it's just the best holiday ever.
It's the most holiday time of the year. Brando?
I really like it too, and I'm not somebody. I don't dress up really anymore, and I don't decorate. But I love seeing so many people having so much fun.
That's good.
And I just I live vicariously, like I said earlier, through all these people, and I like when the kids get dressed up, and I like seeing them walking around the street. I'm a huge fan of it.
Sort of confused how you could be a fan of Halloween but not scary movies. That
I don't
seems
like
like
to
a bit
be
of a
scared.
conundrum. I get that, but the whole point of Halloween is being scared.
No, it's not.
No, it's having fun.
About having fun, dressing up,
Yeah.
having
I'd
people
say
over.
if we were to pie chart it, being scared would be one of the biggest pieces of pie.
I don't know, man.
We should take a vote.
We should take a vote.
Sounds like a lot of work too.
For Wendy.
Who works the socials? They're to put out a thing. Is Halloween about being scared or is it about having fun? And not, I mean, you can do them both.
But those
at
are
the same
both
time.
wrong because it's only about candy, and that's why I hate it because the candy stopped.
You have piles of candy right
And
over
I have
there
to buy like
in
a
the toothpaste.
chump.
Do you hand out candy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to. Now when I'm on I get all scared and I try to hide in the studio. It's a weird thing to be scared of people. It's a constant battle that we work with.
Yeah.
But I did hand out candy before when I had the people in the house to hand out the candy, and it was fun. It's nice to
Do you
give
hand
kids
out
candy.
candy?
I live on the second floor,
Oh,
so I don't get to
apartment.
hand out candy
You
anymore.
can hand out candy at my place
And we
and
live
scare kids.
previously. We lived right up the street from like the big ritzy area, or one of the big ritzy areas in town here.
Yes, sir.
And the kids would like walk right by us to get there.
Aw.
Yeah,
So
so
we'd
you
get-
don't have those full body chocolate bars,
Oh, no.
full bags of chips.
We did though,
But they don't know that 'cause you're not in
because
Saskatchewan.
we had
Yeah.
the one kid that lived next door who knew, because we'd say, Tara, come by, we'll give you all this candy because we're not going to eat it. And so she would come with her two friends every year, and then there was one other family I think that knew that we did that, and they would say, hey, we're going to bring the kids by, so we'd have candy for them, and that's who we got every year. So I was always kind of disappointed by that because I always looked forward to it.
Yeah.
And then I never got to do it.
Our old neighborhood, nobody went trick or treating in it. They always left our neighborhood to go to other neighborhoods. So when we took the kids around, they would get tons of candy. We could just go in our
Unload.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
So same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
This has
Every
been a
year.
good talk.
Yeah, man.
Very grateful for you guys. Hey, LB, let's go ahead and Frankie our way out of this bad boy this whole week. Such a good song. So Coach Mazer, he was singing me some of the lyrics that he wrote to this thing, and it's so good. I can't wait. We're gonna put
Love
the
to
lyrics
hear
on
it.
it. Maybe sing it live. It's very good. Thank you to everybody who was a part of another incredible week here on the Dufferin Avenue Media Network. To Brooksy, as well to Adrian, the Canadian, our main man, coach number one. Every Wednesday, stop by Uncle Mike and his all natural products, and Matt from all the bands. Always love seeing those dudes. We had our buddy Asher in today, along with my buddy Lane Train. Very nice to see them. As well, these two jabronis, as well as Network Ryan and Dragon and Phenom and LB. So many people. It's crazy to think at the end of each week, we try to say thank you and goodbye to all of these awesome people that have helped us out all week. And then I'm always forgetting people. And I'm always just naming people the whole way.
You say a million names, there's at least a million more.
Sounds like a song lyric.
Probably is.
Probably by Jewel
I hope not. That
or
would make me.
Fiona Apple.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, you're lucky. So, thank you is the point of this. Rider football game tomorrow. LB got us ready for that. 5 p.m. taking on the Elks. Hockey season gets started next week. Football's already going. We're about to hit that second sweet spot of sports, which is very exciting as we might take a little more of a sports tone around these parts, which is nice. And I'd love getting fresh voices on that. So, with that in mind, have an amazing, incredible, fantastic weekend. Be sure to stay safe out there. And most of all, be kind to each other, as that's what we preach all the time around here. Karma is very, 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 very real. And once you start doing nice things start happening to you. And as a guy who fears leaving the house, we really need people to start being nicer to each other, so it's not so hard to leave the house.
I agree.
So let's take some of that positivity, roll it into the weekend, and then we'll try again next week, starting on Monday, when we will be back at 4 p.m. Anyone else want to say anything cool?
Something cool.
See, that's a good joke. That's like a joke you would get in the movie Airplane,
See,
right?
I'm basically on Airplane 3 right here, baby.
We'll write it. It'll be so
Yeah.
good. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Bye-bye.